How's it going, everybody? If you are a business owner, CFO, executive, or somebody within the business that handles the commercial insurance, and you're looking to get cyber insurance, whether it's your first time getting a standalone policy in place, or maybe you're coming up for a renewal, or maybe you have a new client contract and you need higher limits, so you're refilling out a cyber liability application, then this video is for you. And now I will say, a lot of times business owners, executives do get a little bit intimidated when they see a cyber liability insurance application. So today I wanted to kind of walk through how exactly you should go about completing the application. Just some general best practices when it comes to completing it, filling it out, because it definitely does look a little bit intimidating, has a lot of IT language and technical language. So if you're not super tech savvy, it can definitely feel a little bit overwhelming. And now today, I am going to be walking through a Traveler's sample application. Every carrier's application may be a little bit different, but this Traveler's one kind of will serve as a guide and really is a good baseline to go off of. And now tip number one for this is to try to involve your IT provider when you're completing this. A lot of times they will have the answers to many of these questions, and so it can just help expedite the process and also make sure that you are completing this application as accurate as possible. So if you haven't already contacted your IT provider about helping out with this, definitely do so. Okay, now I'm getting into it. This first section is really just going to be general information about your company. Name, address, website, your type of industry with your NAICS code. And if you don't know that, you can pretty easily look that up. And then also some information like your total assets and your annual revenue. This part really just helps paint the picture for the insurance company in terms of what your business actually does, your operations, and then your size. Now this second section, the data inventory section. Now we do get into a little bit more detail on the cyber specifics, the IT specifics that the insurance companies will use to evaluate your overall risk when it comes to cyber. It's going to go through what type of data your business actually collects and then stores. Things like credit card data, medical information, if your business collects social security numbers or anything like that. And then they'll also ask if your business does encrypt any data, and then roughly how many individual records your business actually keeps on file. If your business does process credit cards, they're going to want to make sure that you are PCI compliant as well. This section really helps the carrier understand how much exposure they really have and your business has if there ever is a breach. And now for this next section. This is privacy and security controls. This is essentially your company's cybersecurity hygiene. They want to understand if you do have somebody within your business that's in charge of cybersecurity, privacy, compliance. And they also want to understand if you have firewalls in place and antivirus software. And if you have multi-factor authentication for your emails and just overall access to your company data. And again, as a reminder, if you are unsure about any of these, make sure that you do contact your IT provider to just make sure that you are completing these accurately. And also to note, there aren't necessarily wrong answers to this. So definitely just make sure that you are completing it as accurate as possible. Now this next part is really going to focus on business continuity and how you guys would respond to a cyber incident if one ever happened. The insurance company here really just wants to make sure that you do have a plan in place. And then also at the same time, how your vendors handle their cybersecurity. And if they have access to your systems or data or anything like that. As most businesses do, maybe you have an IT provider, you definitely want to provide that information as well here, because the insurance companies are really trying to make sure that you're not only helping manage your own risk, but also any third-party risk as well. And now finally, we're going to get down to the bottom. And here they're asking about any potential prior losses or cyber incidents that your business may have had in the past. And also your requested limits of insurance that you need. Again, sometimes you might have specific contracts that require certain cyber liability limits or maybe even certain specific sub-limits for certain coverages. So this is where you would want to include that information. As a baseline, if you are just getting a standalone policy in place for the first time, $1 million limits are a great place to start. But depending on your business size, the industry you're in, it definitely can be a good idea to look at higher limits and make sure that you are maybe within your industry standard. And if you do already have cyber coverage, make sure to include this information here, include who your cyber insurance carrier is, the amount of coverage you have, and then the effective date or renewal date for that policy. So overall, that's a high-level overview of how to maybe go about completing a cyber liability application, because again, it can be intimidating. But again, the insurance companies are just trying to make sure that they understand your operations, they understand your cybersecurity controls and everything like that that you have in place. So if you are looking for help with your cyber insurance or commercial insurance as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help, there are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description. Please feel free to reach out if there's anything I can help out with. And if you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments below or reach out directly, whatever's easiest. I look forward to seeing if our team can help. Thanks a lot.